What are we looking for? Dogs.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Barry. You know, we back on Bird's Eye View with it. Like always, appreciate the love and support. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Stop what you're doing. Smash the like button, smash subscribe button. Hop in the comment section, comment whatever you want. Of course, I'm dropping daily bangers day by day. You know, we got news of the day coming out of Colorado, and we're going to jump right into it, dog. So, of course, we back with another recap with this Colorado football program. As always, dog, shout out to Well Off Media, Reach the People Media for providing us this phenomenal footage each and every day. Hey, shout out Jimmy Horn Jr., dog. Of course, his birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday again to J5. Obviously, he said all he wants as far as a gift for his birthday is to get a win tomorrow against Colorado State. And of course, he have a great game as well. And of course, we're going to do that for that young man. This Colorado State matchup, interesting matchup here. Of course, there's been a lot of, trash talk here now from what was going on with yesterday. It's going to be an interesting game for sure, without question. Of course, I was at the game last year. Unreal atmosphere at that game. That was my first Colorado football game. Unreal atmosphere. From the pregame trash talk against the players to the actual game itself, everything that happened throughout the game, being going into overtime, being super competitive, rushing on the field, because I ran on the field after the game too. That was my first time ever storming the field ever in my life. So, it was just unreal, dog. That's the only way I can spin it. I did a whole vlog on it. I'll put a link to that. But let's kind of jump right into it, man. The keys to victory for this Week 3 matchup against Colorado State. Of course, like I said, last year, we did what we needed to do. But, of course, we want to win in a more dominant fashion this year. On offense, we got to establish a rhythm. We had no rhythm offensively last week. Clearly, we didn't even score in the first half. So we got to kind of start fast and establish a rhythm. Now, I would love to see the run game kind of develop a little bit more. I know we've heard some wrinkles as far as we may go under center, something we haven't seen. So I would love to get the run game going. Of course, we're out Dallin Hayden, so it looks like Charlie will be starting at running back. I'm assuming Isaiah Augusta will be in the 2-hole, and then, of course, in the 3-hole will be Micah Welch. So I'm looking forward to seeing a little more versatility in the run game that kind of help out our passing game without question. Now, we know we have explosive weapons on the outside. They cannot match our weapons at all. Now, it's also going to be important that, of course, we protect the quarterback. We have to protect Shedeur Sanders, keep him upright so he can distribute the football to our talented weapons and wide receivers that we have across the board. I would love to see also that we be a little bit more disciplined, right? We can't have a lot of the caustic penalties like we've had in the last 2 weeks, especially last week. I believe we had like 9 penalties, over 100 yards in penalty yards. You just can't do that. That's not winning football. We got to play complementary football, right? I want to see a complete game from both sides, from the offensive and defensive side of the ball, and of course on special team as well. All 3 phases, we have to play well because I want a dominant win. I want a complete win where we can look back and say, now that's Colorado football. That's the brand of football that we should be playing. That's the brand of football that we should display week in and week out. This is what the football team really is going to be moving forward. Another key to victory to us is winning the turnover battle. The turnover battle and the time of possession. Those are 2 things that we need to win in this matchup. We've yet to win time of possession at all. Of course, North Dakota State, they controlled the clock. They wanted to keep Shedeur off the field. Who was expecting that? Nebraska did the same thing. A lot of teams are going to try to use that. They're going to try to do that. They're going to try to keep Shedeur, keep this explosive offense off the field. Let's win the time of possession. Let's win the turnover margin. Now, when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, right? The defense has been playing really well, honestly, especially in the second half. I want to see our defense play complete throughout the entire game. We can make some second half adjustments. Coach Livingston is really, really good at that. I want to see our defense from start to finish be dominant. Also, on the defensive side of the ball, when it comes to our defensive line, this is a game for you guys to show yourself. There's a lot of people still out here that don't believe that we have a talented defensive line. They don't believe in you guys. We do, because we understand the makeup and what you guys have and potential and what you guys really can do. This is a football game here where I need our defensive line to be dominant. Let's get out to the quarterback a little bit more. Let's get some sacks on the board. Sam Okalola, Dayon Hayes, BJ Green. We need you guys, man. We need you guys to show up and step up and be the guys that you really, really are. Be the talented football player that you are. They're going to run the football. I'm going to tell you right now, Colorado State is going to have a balanced attack. They got a pretty decent running back, and I'm going to get into him when I kind of get into what they bring to the table. They got a pretty decent redshirt freshman running back who can tote the football a little bit. Of course, we know about the explosive Torrey Horton, the wide receiver that they have. That's going to be a pro. He's going to be an NFL draft pick without question. So we'll get into them a little bit more. But for our defense, man, it's going to be important that we stop the run, force them to get in some situations where they have to throw the football. So that way our edge rushers can pin their ears back and get after the quarterback. As far as on the back end, of course, we can't allow Horton to beat us. He had, 16 catches last year when we faced him. We have to make plays defensively, keep everything in front of us, and just keep our offense in the game and do what we need to do in order to get a victory. Now, let's switch it over to some key standouts for that Colorado State program, some impact players. Obviously, we're going to start with Torrey Horton, 6'3", $185 out of Fresno, California, the star wide receiver for the Rams. On the season so far, he has 8 catches for 96 yards. He also had a 78-yard punt return for a touchdown last week against Northern Colorado. We all know that he was first team All Mountain West last season, back-to-back seasons with over 1,000 yards receiving and at least 8 touchdowns. He had 96 catches last year, catches the ball really well, only 15 drops on 341 targets. He has 26 career receiving touchdowns. His overall PFF grade is 87.9. Of course, that's NFL caliber. Anything over 85 is considered NFL caliber. Things that he does really, really well: route running. He runs crisp routes. He rarely gets off track when battling defenders. Contested catches. He wins a lot of 50-50 balls. He's also versatile. He'll play inside and outside. He has the speed to take a slant 80 yards to the house. Of course, last season, again, when we played them, he had 16 catches for 133 yards and 1 touchdown. That was the most catches he had in a game all season last year. He has 247 career receptions. He's top 5 all time in Mountain West history there. Only needs 37 more catches to break the record held by UNLV's Ryan Wolf. Of course, he's 12 touchdowns behind Devontae Adams for the most touchdowns in Mountain West history as well. We have to control that young man. He's going to get his at the end of the day. When you have a great player, when you're playing up against a great player, at the end of the day, you're just trying to control them because they're going to get theirs at the end of the day. But you're just trying to minimize and not allow them to go for 16 catches, 133. Just got to minimize it a little bit and we'll be fine. Also, Justin Marshall, that's the running back that I was talking about, 5'10", $180 out of Maryville, Indiana. Only a redshirt freshman. He has 35 carries on the year for 173 yards. Now, which is crazy to me is he has 35 carries on his own by himself. If you add up our running back carries total for the 2 games we played, just our running backs, they have 27 total carries between Dylan Hayden, Isaiah Gustav, Charlie, and I threw Draylon Miller in there as well. 27 total carries. This young man has 35 carries already. He played in 3 games last year and nearly rushed for 100 yards in all 3. Finished with 57 carries in 3 games, had 311 yards, 2 tugs. He made the Sean Alexander Award watch list this year, which is given to the Freshman Player of the Year. This young man has some wiggle, runs hard, good vision, has a really bright future, to be honest. It's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be able to keep him there. I know he had like 25 carries against Texas, ran for over 100 yards against Texas in the first game. Yeah, they got blown out 52-0, but he was one of the bright spots. He rushed for over 100 yards against the Longhorns. I mean, it's going to be interesting as well. We're going to have to definitely stop this young man. They're going to give him the football. They're going to run the football. They may run it more than they throw it, to be honest with you. So we'll have to make sure that we contain that young man. Let's keep it rolling, dog. The quarterback, Braden Fowler Nicolosi. Of course, against Texas, 10 for 18. With an interception, not his best performance, going up against the top team in the country. Obviously, last year he was honorable mention All Mountain West. Last week against Northern Colorado, 18 for 27, 202 yards and 1 tud. He's 28 for 45, 261 yards and a tud so far this season. Of course, he spreads the ball around. I mean, 10 different targets he connected with last week. He's not afraid to check out of a pass play into a run as well. He did it 11 times last week, and they rushed for 98 total yards on those plays. Defensively, number 8, Boom Jock. He's a linebacker. He leads their team in tackles with 16. He also has 1 tackle for loss as well. Number 30, we have Chase Wilson. He's coming in second in tackles. He has 15 tackles. He also has an interception, their lone interception on the season. He has that as well. He also plays linebacker. Number 17, Jack Howell. He leads the team in PBUs with 3. They also have Kenyon Eggers, who has 3.5 tackles for loss. He leads the team there, athletic edge rusher. I think he ran on a 4x400 relay team in high school. And then they have Gabe Kerchek. He's a Wisconsin transfer. He's got the Rams' only sack on the year. That came against Texas. That came in that Longhorns matchup. So all in all, man, in my opinion, like I said, establish rhythm offensively. Protect our quarterback. Be effective in the run game. Control the time of possession. Win the turnover battle. On defense, create a consistent pass rush. Not allow Horton to beat us. He cannot beat us. Tackle well in the run game and be disciplined, dog. I feel like if we do those things in this football game, to be honest with you, if we do them at the level in which we can, this game should not be close. from top to bottom, we have the better football team. There's no other way to spin it. We have the better team, and it needs to be on display. It's time for us to win a game in a dominant fashion, being great on all three phases of the football. So I'm not going to keep you long. Just want to bring you guys another phenomenal update. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. You know what time it is, dog. Bird's eye view, man.